Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the 7-inch tablet. And 7-inch tablets are some of my favorite tablets on the market because of the form factor. They're just perfect to hold in the hand, and it's almost phone size but bigger. You have that bigger screen real estate so that you can enjoy media consumption, gaming, and just reading things a lot better than you can on a phone. And one of the things I think is really pleasing about 7-inch tablets is they're about the size of like a paperback book. Like here's a paperback here, and now this is a HP Stream 7, and actually it's a little smaller than the paperback. This is a Nexus 7 here, also smaller, and obviously a lot thinner too than a paperback. And this is a Toshiba Encore Mini. I think it's a little bigger than the other two 7-inch tablets. And one other thing that's really good about the 7 inchers is that they are fairly affordable. But the thing is, I don't think 7-inch form factor is that popular because it doesn't seem like most tablets come in this form. And it seems like it's a niche thing. Like the Nexus 7, for example, I don't think Google is releasing any more Nexus 7. This is the 2013 edition, and I think that's the end of the road. Asus, who made this, they have a new 7-inch tablet out in the market, but it's not branded a Nexus. Some people are referring to it as a successor to the 2013 edition, but it's not officially a Nexus product. But it's the same manufacturer. The good thing, again, the price, like the Toshiba Encore Mini and HP 7, you can get these for about $99, $100, maybe a little bit more depending on where you buy it. But that's dirt cheap for a tablet. And good thing about these two is that they run Windows desktop version. So you can get full desktop apps on there. Now these are low spec devices, so they like run the minimal specifications to run the desktop software. So it's not going to be as powerful as a souped up laptop or a desktop computer, but just having access to be able to run desktop software in this really comfortable form factor is one of the things that I really like. This just runs Android, same that you would have on a phone, just in the tablet version. And again, they don't make this anymore in 7-inch, so you can only buy this used now, unless you get one of the newer tablets that are non-Nexus, that are also 7-inch. But then again, it's not as popular, so there's not as many models to choose from. So a lot of times, if you want a 7-inch model, you have to go with something that's low spec. And that also applies to these, the desktop software. They have ones that are more powerful, that have better specs, but they're not in the 7-inch form factor. So that's one of the things that you have to kind of deal with when you get a 7-inch tablet, is that they do not have as good as specs as some of the larger 9-inch or 8-inch tablets or 10-inch tablets that are out there. Now, I like having desktop software in this form factor, so I kind of partial to these Windows devices. And of these two, if I had to choose, I would go with the HP for a couple of reasons. One thing is, on these tablets, I think one of the things that they do to keep it cheap is that they kind of cut back on quality control. So sometimes if you read the reviews for these, you will notice that some of the reviewers are having major problems with these tablets. And I also encountered problems with these tablets. Like the Toshiba, it had a problem where the Wi-Fi would drop on, and just about every time I use it, the Wi-Fi dropped. And the only way to bring the Wi-Fi back is to shut down the device and bring it back up. And that happened so much that it made it very unusable to like use internet. This, I don't have that problem. Also, the camera on the back here, they both have 2 megapixel cameras, but this one is actually usable. This one might be the worst camera I ever use on any mobile device. So it's almost like it's very, you would normally think, okay, it's better to have something than not to have it. But for this, the back camera is so bad, it's almost why even put it on there if it's as bad as it is. In unnatural light, like artificial light situations, the camera almost doesn't work at all. In natural light outside, you can it's kind of usable. But most of the time, you're probably using this inside, so that's a major problem. This one is actually usable. The front cameras on both are basically like the same. It's like a point 0.3 megapixel, very blurry, but I guess if you're using it for like video calling, it might be okay. But yeah, that's basically it. These are nice devices. I really like this. It's cheap, and just having access to the desktop software is pretty cool on a small form factor like this. So I would suggest looking into it and seeing if it's something that will work for you. Peace.